Hello there, and welcome back to my little bit of Mexico. Monterrey is one of those cities where having a car is all important. I think you could maybe say in some ways that Monterrey is a little American in some ways, especially where the car is concerned, because car is king here. For example, in San Pedro, if you're a pedestrian, you're probably looked on as either being homeless or someone in need of psychiatric help, because pavements or sidewalks really don't exist, or they're very far and few between. I can't remember when exactly it was, 3-4 years ago, I sold my car. And now I am carless, not careless. So I'm a carless person. I would be looked on as being one of those either homeless or people in need of psychiatric help if I headed into San Pedro. Maybe I'm looked on as being a little odd, not having a car. But, that's the way many regios might look on somebody without a car. But no, it's kind of nice not to have a car. I am strange, I did say. But in all honesty, I don't think I really need a car. For example, when it comes to work, I don't use a car. I don't drive to work. My journey to work is around, how far is it from the bedroom to where I am? About 10 meters, because I work from home via Zoom. And when it comes to shopping, I don't go to the supermarket every week. I might go maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, I'm not quite sure. But I tend to shop locally. And I like shopping locally. I mean, I use the local carniceria, the butcher, and the fruteria, the fruit and veg place, which is only a short walk away. Actually, it was in the fruteria a little earlier. And I think they are far cheaper than the supermarket, to be honest. And the butcher is nice and friendly. Whenever it came to my photography, and I headed to the center of Monterrey to wander the streets of the city and know more about it, I would never drive in there. I would always go via Uber to the center of Monterrey, and I still do. This is mainly because I start at one point in the city and finish at another point. So if I park my car at the starting point, which is sometimes at the north, whatever end of the city it is, and end up wherever I happen to be, which generally seems to be at Almacén 42 in the Barrio Antiguo. That would mean having to take a taxi back to get my car, which makes no logical sense at all. And also, I hate traffic. So driving into the center of Monterrey, especially at the moment while they construct the metro, is awful. So taking an Uber is kind of somewhat calming for me. So as I've said, I generally finish up mid-afternoon, usually 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon, in the Barrio Antiguo. And so I go to the Almacén 42, as I've said, in the center of the Barrio Antiguo, and have lunch and enjoy a couple of beers. So, yeah, it's not good to have a couple of beers and drive. So why not use an Uber? And when it comes to traveling a little far and wide, either in Nuevo León or to other places, Guanajuato, Zacatecas, or others, I found that Uber have this car rental service where you can rent a car for a couple of days, go to wherever you want, and it's a great service. I haven't used it as yet. I do plan to use it in 2026. I think it's a great idea. I mean, if you're not going to be traveling all the time via car, why have a car? Just rent one. Makes logical sense to me. I've found that owning a car here in Monterrey is bloody expensive. Maybe a little more so than the UK in some ways, in certain respects. Maybe not totally, but I don't have the prices of how much it is to own a car in the UK. But here I've found Monterrey is quite expensive. For example, buying gasoline or petrol. I can't call it gasoline. How can you call a liquid gas? But yeah, if you do a lot of driving around the city, as I used to before the pandemic gave me the lovely chance to work from home, I used to spend a lot on petrol. And when you look at the regular petrol, what's it called? I can't remember what the name of it is. It's 24 pesos a litre. And if you want to buy the premium version, then it's 27 a litre. Then on top of having your car, and cars are expensive. I mean, the average price of a car is something like 250,000 pesos, I think. You then have to add your insurance if you want full coverage. Then that can be somewhere between 8,000 and 15,000 pesos. And then every January you have to pay your refrendo, which is, I don't know, it's a bit like your car tax. I'm not quite sure what refrendo is, but there used to be an extra payment, which I think all came from Mexico paying off the Olympic Games or whatever it was. And so it was far more expensive. But if you pay your refrendo each year, then that's 3,000 pesos, depending on the age of your car. If you have an older car, then it's somewhat less. Then, I'm not sure, it's every 5 years, I can't remember, but to replace your plates, I don't know why you have to do that every few years. I mean, you just get used to your license plate and you remember it offhand, and then you have to change it and you have to try and remember again. It's rather like trying to remember your password each time. I do prefer the British way, where you buy a car and it has a license plate, and that plate stays with the car until the car dies. You know, you don't have to change the plates, although the other things are far more expensive. I think car tax, and you also have to get your car tested every year. So yeah, that is a strange payment. And then, of course, you have the what do they call them? The multas fantasmas. So you go in to pay your refrendo, and they say, you have all these extra things to pay for. When did I commit this infraction? Apparently, Transdo can make up infractions and just kind of see your license plate and go, let's fine him for something that he's never done. So you have these Multas Phantasmas, which can be anything. I mean, you don't know what little secret extra you might have to pay, but yeah, and you can't say, no, I wasn't there, because there is no proof. Oh dear. Sure, it is nice to have a car, but in reality, I don't really think I miss owning one, if truth be told. But there's one thing in Mexico that I love about when you do buy a car. Because when you say to family and friends that you're now a proud owner of a car, whatever the age, whether it's a brand new one or some years older, all of your friends and family congratulate you. It's almost like an achievement in some ways. In comparison, in Britain, whenever you buy a car, new or used, then the reaction is that little bit different. Oh, quite a lot different, I guess I could say. I remember my prized car that I bought, when was it? 1990, maybe a little bit before that. It was an Audi 90, a 1985 model. Gorgeous car, I loved it. Silver, gorgeous beast. And when I came home with it and showed it to my parents very proudly, the reaction was, oh, that's nice. Oh, kind of deflated after my excitement of owning an Audi for the very first time. Probably the only Audi I've ever had. So, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe in those buttons below, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye for now.